We're ready. 3, 2, 1, let's start. 5, 6, 7, permutation in string. Given two strings S1 and S2, return true if S2 contains a permutation of S1 or false otherwise. In other words, return true if one of S1's permutation is the substring of S2. So what is a permutation? All right, permutation, let's say we have A, B, C. Possible permutation is A, B, C, A, C, B. Then we can put C first, say C, B, A, and C, A, B. And then we can put B first, and then have C, A, and then B, A, C. Permutation, in this case, if we consider all the numbers, is factorial n. Is this how you spell factorial? I'm a little bit concerned on how to spell factorial. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. All right. Factorial n. So we see that if we try to calculate every single permutation of S1, when S1 can be at 10,000, like at most 10,000. Is that 10? Yeah, that's 10,000, right? Yeah, 10,000. It's impossible. I believe like 52 factorial is like bigger than all the atoms in the universe. So, and this is just 52. Also, factorial, just a reminder, is, for example, factorial of 3 is equal 3 times 2 times 1 equals 6. So you get the gist. 52 is times 51 times 50, blah, 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 up to 1. And factorial of 0 is equal 1. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just believe in the mathematicians say this. All right. So now that we know everything, how can I select and erase everything? Oh, I do this, and then I do this. Okay. That's nice. I like that. Okay. It's my first time using this program, by the way. I wish there was like a way to change text. All right, so how do we do this? Basically, if we think about it, what do we need to know if a word is a permutation of the other word? Basically, we just need to know if the frequency of each letter is the same. So for example, if we have A, B, C, we know that A happens 1, B happens 1 also, and C happens 1. So if we have C, A, B, we know that these frequencies are the same, and if these frequencies are the same, then these are permutation. Okay? This basically is the underlying of this problem. But we'll see that it's not that easy, because if we want to make it the most efficient, then we have to also incorporate another algorithm called sliding windows. Okay? But we will see this later. For now, let's just concentrate in trying to find out the same frequency. So let's select, can I select all? Select all doesn't work, it's fine. I'm just gonna do this. Oh my God, I cannot select this? Come on, man. Are you serious? No. All right, I'm gonna erase it. All right. Okay. So we can do it two ways. We can have a hash map with the frequency, but even better, because we know that S1 and S2 contain lowercase English letters, we have a prefixed number of characters that we can use. and it's 26 in the alphabet from A to Z, 26 letters. I'm not joking. There's 26. So we can basically create an array of 26. Wow, that's a very weird 26. And basically, for example, 0, 1, 2, this is A, this is B, this is C, and here we have our frequency, right? FR, 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 frequency, whatever. Okay. 0, 1, 2 is just to represent that A is represented by 0, B is represented by 1, and C is represented by 2. All right. Let's see if I can cancel everything. Whoa, I did it this time. All right. Okay. So let's create our first, let's start coding. So int len1 is equal s1 dot length. Okay. And then len2 int len2 is equal s2 dot. Okay. Now we want to basically we want to calculate the frequency of each letter. Of each letter in the S1 thing. I believe I can do it outside and just do a public int, create the method, because we're gonna call this method multiple times. So public int, and we do frequency of, and we pass in a string, right? And in this string, basically, you need to create a character. Do we need to create a character? I can just use char array, honestly. Let's try to use char array. So for char c of s2 to char array. Is it a string? I forgot something. Let's see. Okay, I did right. I forgot if it was like a static method from the string class, or it was like an actual like public method from the class, like from the string, from the defined string itself. So it's not a static method. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right, so character C, char array. So we have to create actually our integer of 26 letters first. So int, and this is what we're gonna return. Frequency is gonna be equal to a new int of 26 letters. Okay. For char C in S to char array. Okay, so here, basically, we are gonna use ASCII code to understand, like, to make the character A represent the number 0, or B the number 1, C number 2, and so on. So if we go here to table, first see if this is better. Okay, so here basically represents that every single integer decimal will represent a character, right? So if we go here to a minus small a is represented by character 97. But we really don't need to know this number 97. We just need to know that we can just like get the character that we're looking at, subtract the character A, and we get an integer. At least here in Java it works like this. I'm pretty sure in other programming languages works the same, except definitely Python. So for character C to array, we are gonna get the frequency of what cell? Of character C minus, and we can type in 97, but instead of doing 97, because we don't need to know, we just do A. And because we have, and then I'm gonna do plus plus, okay? Because we have an arithmetic expression and we're using characters, Java will parse this as integers and not as characters, okay? And so basically C minus A is gonna be, what is it gonna be? C character C is gonna be in our string. If it's AB, right? In our string, the first, I'm gonna increment the cell in position 0 because A minus A is equal to 0. And then I'm gonna increment of by 1 the in position 1 because we have B. I'm looking at this, right? Okay. And then we return frequency. Okay, so now we can do int freq1. Okay, this is basically a frequency of the word 1 of the string s2 s1 going to be equal to freq of, and we pass in the string s1. Now we can do the same, but we need, like, if we do the full length of s2, they will never be the same because we need to just basically take a portion of s2, and the portion is gonna be a substring, right? In other words, return true if one of s1's permutation is the substring of s2. You just read it here, right? So we need to do frequency of s2 dot substring from 0 to len1. Okay. Substring basically takes from character 0 included until character, how you say it, basically the next out of bond. So example, if we have, I don't know, A, B, C, okay, this is character number 1, character number 2, character number 3. If we do substring of 0 and 1, we are getting just A, because this extreme is included, this extreme is not included. Okay, so this is equal A, just saying. Okay, all right, let me just delete all of this shenanigans. Oops, that was a mistake. Dang it. My cancel thing is false whenever I click it too hard. All right, int frequency 1, int frequency 2. Okay, so now let's just check if the first iteration is correct. And then we can get in our loop and then check for every single new substring that we generate from our loop in S2 if S1 is a permutation of S2, right? Or frequency 1 is the same as frequency 2. So we can do if arrays. Also, let's remember that we cannot do we cannot do this. This is wrong because this integer is an object. So we need to use a proper function to determine if two arrays are equal. And in this case, we have to do the method from the static class arrays, or static method, I believe. Arrays dot equals, and then we pass in two arrays that we want to check between each other. And that's it. Okay. And all right. I actually don't need this. I just need to return true. If we find already a match at the first iteration, for example, if we have the word S1, S1 is equal AB, and S2 is equal BAC, okay? AB is a permutation of BA, so we return true right away, okay? Else, well, I won't put else because this statement won't be executed if it's actually true, so I don't need to put else. It's just like extra code that is not necessary. So we can do a for loop, and we start from int I equals 0. Is less than what? The length, so len2 minus len1, because we are using the substring. So basically the substring is going to be long length 1, so we cannot go, like if you're at the end of len2, like s2, we cannot add len1, right? We're going to go out of bounds. And then I++. That, I hope it will make sense in a second. So for int I equals 0 in it and 1 I++. Okay. So now we introduce the concept of sliding windows. And what are sliding windows? First, let me show you how we can do this without sliding windows. Basically, what we do is that we put frequency, we do frequency 2 is going to be equal, and we call this frec of what? Of S2 substring. And instead of putting I, what do we do? Instead of putting 0 and len1, we do I and I plus len1, okay? And we calculate the frequency. It's not that bad, but we are doing the same process over and over. Like we are parsing the full string that it can be in the order of 10,000, which is like a big number, right? And calculating the frequency for each character. And this can be like, it's unnecessary. Why is unnecessary? Because we can use the algorithm sliding window, and I'll just show you how it works. So basically, if we have, for example, let's write a little bigger string. We have, let's just do ABC, and then we have C. Actually, let's do G, C, B, A, D, D, okay? Let's pretend that they're all in lowercase, but you understand what I'm talking about. So let's actually remove, let's just make it simple, right? Let's remove the first G. So we are gonna take the first substring of 3, right? Of 3 letters, and compare it to ABC. We know that the frequency of ABC is gonna be A is equal to 1, B is going to be equal to 1, and C is going to be equal to 1. Then we get the same. We get C is going to be equal to 1 even here, B is going to be equal to 1 because it's CB, and then A is going to be equal to 0, and we have here G is going to be equal to 1. So we know that the frequency don't match, and we know that ABC will never be a permutation of GCB, of course, right? But what if instead of recalculating the frequency of CBA, we just grab G, we know that G is gonna go away, and so we reduce the count of G of 1. So we do minus minus, right? G minus minus. And so we remove G. And then in the second iteration, in the next iteration, we know that A is gonna have, is gonna be present in our word, is gonna be included in our substring. So basically we just do A equals plus plus, we increment the frequency in A, and A is gonna be equal 1. And now basically we check again if the two frequency arrays are the same. This is called sliding windows, guys. This is much faster. You cannot use it everywhere, but in this case you can use it. And if sliding windows, we just are gonna parse the entire string once, and we're not gonna roll back. So this is O of n, right? This is that's more like a W. Big O of n. Why? I mean, in the other case, it's gonna be or O of n squared, because every time, I believe O of n squared, every time, yeah, yes, it's O of n squared. Every time we have to parse the entire string again to find the frequency of these three letters. Well, it's actually O times M, where M is the length of this, and N is the length of this, right? So sliding window is much, much faster. And we'll see how to implement it. It's good to know sliding windows is an important thing, okay? So let's remove this because we said that we're not going to use this. Instead, what we should do, we should reduce. All right, so we should reduce the string. We should reduce the frequency of the letter that we're gonna remove. So how we're gonna get the frequency? I'm just thinking a second. All right, so we're gonna create a char, a variable char c is gonna be equal to our string s2 dot char at I. Okay. And then how can I do this? Well, I thought it was an easier way to do it, but I guess not. And then we do char2 is equal to s to char I plus len1. All right. And then frequency 2 of c minus a plus plus. Okay. And then we compare again the two arrays after we updated it, okay? And then if none of these combinations is gonna work, then we return false. Let's run it and see how it works. Oh, I did it right. Okay. Very nice, very nice. I don't know if this is faster. I already did it, and I already did this exercise, but instead of doing this S2 char array, I basically use it regular for loop here. So maybe this time is gonna be a little bit fast. Oh no 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 no! There's a stupid condition that wait. Okay. If len1 is greater than len2, this is very stupid. Basically, if we have s1 a b c and s2 equals a b, permutation of any of these characters is always not gonna be included in AB because AB is smaller than S1. So yeah, I don't know why they put this, but apparently there is this stupid condition and we got it. And actually it's faster. I was getting 8 milliseconds by using the char array. I got 7 before I was getting 8. So not bad, not bad. Your submissions 8-7, right? Yeah, so that's the exercise for today. Let me see if someone look at me on Twitch. Oh, I have 3 people watching me. That's amazing. I'll post. I gotta put my YouTube channel down in the comment section. And yeah, this is how we do it. So we learned about permutation and sliding windows. Let's see if there's like topics here. Hash table, 2 pointer string, sliding window. Yeah. Okay. And that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll write some more LeetCodes, neat codes next time. Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.